Brian and I were married at St. Teresa Little Flower in December of 1996. We had Maureen in January of 1998. Lucy was born in August of 2000, and then Pete was born 13 months later. And I distinctly remember right after he was born, I looked at my doctor and I said, 10 fingers and 10 toes, and he said, absolutely. And then he came to me a little later and said they were calling in a neuro doctor because they suspected Pete had Down syndrome. Our family physician at the time was Dr. Carney Knowlton, one of the founding fathers of FIRE. I remember him also saying, it's okay, Debbie, everything will be okay. There'll be people here to help you on the journey. Don't worry, we'll get you through this. It'll be okay. And then you start to worry, will he have friends? Will people understand him? Will he be able to make his first communion? Will he belong at school, in a classroom? You do have to allow yourself to mourn for the child you thought you would have, and then understand what you have been given. So Maureen was getting ready for kindergarten. Brian was videotaping, and Maureen and Lucy were running up and down the steps to the little school at St. Elizabeth's, and we went up to the classroom, and she was signing in her name, and then you hear Maureen say, bye, Daddy, and then that's the end of the videotapes. Brian died during the night. His heart just went into an irregular heartbeat. You just walk through it. I've always been a very independent person. Support from other people was not as easy as you would think it would be. I don't know if that's humility or pride, my German upbringing maybe, but I had to learn that I couldn't really do it by myself. And I'm not just talking about the wonderful support system I've had. You've got to have the conversation with God daily, if not constantly, about, okay, I need some more tools to get through this. I found that praying the rosary in any environment, I pray it when I'm in the car, I pray it when I'm out walking the dog, it brings me peace. And that's what I really feel that I need to get through this. So Brian was raised in Catholic schools. I was raised in Catholic schools. It was very important to us that we were able to have that for our children. I needed to find opportunities for Pete to be successful with a protective eye, because he does have to learn to do it himself, because my goal for him is to live a full, independent life like it is for my daughters. I may have to be a little more creative on how he gets there, but it's the same goal. Pete was the first child with Down syndrome at the school. Everyone hung in there and we worked through it. He started making some of those lifetime friends you wanted for him. He was able to make his first communion with his class, so I could cross that off my list of things to worry about. But one day we were up at the park and there was a family. We were just talking to the dad and said, we're St. Elizabeth's. And I said, yeah, I also have a son named Pete. And his son turned and looked at me and said, oh, I know Pete, he has red hair. And I thought, that is how it's supposed to be. FIRE is working. When Pete got to be 8th grade, O'Hara started a wonderful program. Pete was able to go to O'Hara for 1 year, and then St. Michael the Archangel opened his sophomore year, and so we transferred out there, and they welcomed and endorsed the plan, and we hit the ground running.
I'm very thankful for FIRE that I was able to see my brother at school every single day. And I kind of knew that no matter how hard it would get, we would always stay at St. Elizabeth's. Without FIRE, I don't think I would be a future teacher, because I wouldn't know the impact that students with disabilities can bring to the classroom. And then Pete, I can't even begin to imagine all the lives he's changed. He's hilarious, he's kind, he gives and gives and gives without even knowing it. He's just going to do great things, and I can't wait to see it. My mom is one of the best people that I've ever
met. She's just amazing. She's cared for all of us, and she's made it normal.
I was raised as God helps those who help themselves. And Brian was raised with a God will provide. And I think those two came together really well for us. I've learned that you never stop learning from your children. Right now, where I am is a gift. Reflect and be thankful for it. In the words of my mother, things could be a lot worse. See, that's the German.
Fire in St. Elizabeth's kept us intact during the years when we really weren't sure what the future would look like. Fire's laid that groundwork where Pete can volunteer and contribute for the rest of his life.
And that's the impact of fire.